Hi, I'm Mike Casper. We're here at the weld shop in East Peoria, and I was told that we're going to go through the day in the life of a welder here at MTI. So it's July, and it's hot back here. So anyway, I apologize for sweating. If I didn't, I'd blow up. Okay, so a couple of different welding techniques or processes we use here at MTI is stick welding, which is SMAW, shielded metal arc welding, to those who know, and that is TIG welding. So I'm going to do a little bit of demo on both of them. Stick welding has been around quite a while. I don't have the exact dates, but it dates back, it's carbon steel, shielded electrodes and all that good stuff. I would say probably mid-40s is when it became very popular. We do another process here, MIG welding. I'm not going to show you that right now. A lot of people are familiar with the MIG welding process. So anyway, going to do a little stick welding. They call it stick welding because you use a shielded metal electrode, or a stick rod as welders call it. This particular rod is a 7018. The numbers mean something, but I'm not going to go into that. We can talk about that at a later date. But basically what I'm going to do, this rod is able to be welded in all positions, which means we can weld it overhead, we can weld it uphill. It doesn't necessarily weld downhill too well, but it'll run vertical up, horizontal, flat. So to get a good scope of this, we're just going to run a bead from the bottom to the top. Like I said, it's stick welding. It's done with electricity, so I'm going to strike an arc, and I'm going to run a bead up this plate with stick welding. All right, here we go. All right, so with stick welding, this outside flux becomes slag. So if you come around here, we're going to ship some slag here. The slag's hot, obviously, so we're going to get rid of the slag, and there's our weld bead. So what in the world was happening? Well, what's going on with this is there's an electric arc produced. This rod, as the current creates a crater, and this rod is melting and creating a weld bead that's penetrated into the steel. Okay, this is very strong. This base steel is probably about a 36,000 psi, and this rod's a 70,000 psi. So this weld's a lot stronger than this base metal when it's done correctly. Okay, so that's what's happening. This rod is getting shorter, so I have to maintain a nice close arc length with the rod. And as I do that, this weld is being deposited on this steel. It looks easy, and with enough practice, it becomes I don't want to say easy, but it definitely takes a lot less of your mental capacity to do it if you've done it over and over and over again. It'd be like watching somebody that's been playing guitar for 30 years, makes it look easy, and then they hand it to you, and you're like, how in the world could I ever get that good? Practice, practice, practice. Okay. I've been in the welding field for, I'm old, probably 30 plus years, and I went to school in 1986 to learn how to do this, and I've been paid to do it ever since. Worked with a lot of great welders out there. So anyway, okay, so that's stick welding. We're going to kind of fast forward through the program into some TIG welding. It's still welding, okay, but it's pretty much, I don't want to say it's completely different because we're still making a bead on plate. But we're going to use what we call a TIG rig. So instead of the stick melting, I've got a piece of wire that's going to melt. It's going to create the bead. This is a piece of tungsten. It's loaded into the rig, and it's sharpened. So all the current that was coming out that stick rod or into that stick rod is now going to come out this sharp point in this piece of tungsten. TIG welding can be welded on very thick metal like we got here, but it can also be welded on very thin metal like with the right machine and process. That's how a lot of aeronautics and very thin aluminum and things like that are put together with this TIG welding process. So it's very versatile. You can weld something a 1/2 inch thick, or you can weld something, you know, very, very minuscule. All right, so this is connected to a hose. There's argon coming out of this. Argon gas protects this brand new molten metal on here. Piece of 1/8 inch TIG wire, also 70,000 PSI. So when I get done, this weld's gonna be way stronger than this base metal. All right, here we go. Takes a little bit more manual dexterity than the old stick welding, but it's still welding. All right, here we go. We're gonna set this on here. Rock forward, rock back. There's my arc. And I'm going to do a process with TIG welding called walking the cup. So I'm going to walk this cup straight uphill. I'm melting this wire. I'm creating a puddle, and the puddle is melting the wire. You can sing along if you want, whatever your favorite song is. Okay, this is a very slow process, so it's not that, you know, with production welding, or if I needed to get this done, I probably wouldn't choose this method. But there's the finished weld. It's a lot prettier than a stick weld. Okay, so you can see both sides of it. It's melted into the base steel, and this is our GTAW or TIG bead. Okay, so that's kind of both ends of the scale. When a guy comes in, a new welder comes in, first day, we start him off stick welding. We progress through the processes until they end up TIG welding. So it gets harder. We start at point A, it gets harder as we go through the program, ending up with some TIG. Okay. Anyway, got any comments? Put them in the comments section. Maybe next time I'm here, we'll weld something that's not really that common to weld together. I know I've seen some guys weld some razor blades together. That would definitely be with the TIG welding process. I've never done it before, but I feel like I have the skill to do it. I've seen it done. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Bye.